So I realized I forgot to record an intro, so here it is. This was a requested video from a few of my followers. They wanted me to make a cooking video, so this is for you guys. I'm making chicken enchiladas. Wait, well, kind of. It's like chicken enchiladas and flautas. So they're kind of like mixed together into my own little kind of concoction. So stay tuned and you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, so I've been trying to fix this setup for the past, I don't know, 15 minutes now. I mean, I just don't want to do this shit anymore. So it's gonna, the angle that it's at, it's the best that we're gonna do. Okay, so the ingredients that we're gonna need for today's video, we're gonna need some manteca, you know, lard. If you don't know what manteca is, it kind of looks like this. Lovely. So get yourself some lard, and if you don't have lard, you can obviously use cooking oil, anything that you're gonna fry, something that's gonna make the tortillas crispy. And then for ingredients, you're gonna need some salt, pepper, a cube of chicken bouillon, ground cayenne red pepper, and then some garlic salt. Then you're gonna need some other few things, but that's, you know, the main ingredients that you need as of right now, because we're gonna get that meat boiling and we're gonna season it so when it's, you know, boiling, it has the flavors to make it tasty. We're using a chicken and we're using the legs. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and put that in the pot so it can start boiling. I like to put the heat on like a medium high so it starts to heat up quite fast. Like I said, sorry that this setup is not the best, so it's gonna be messing up, mostly because the glare in the back, and then there's me like coming into frame, coming out of frame, and all that. But we're gonna be switching angles when I show you how to roll everything up. I mean, if you know how to roll a blunt, you'll know how to roll a tortilla, okay? It's that simple. Let's cut up the other ingredients that we need to put in there. Oh my god, which is garlic, if I can get this open. Okay, so I like about 4 cloves of garlic. The rest can be pushed aside. Go ahead and peel them. I mean, I don't know why a lot of people like to just throw in their garlics full, like with the skin and everything. I personally don't, because I like to use the garlic after. Well, like, yeah, like during, not like after as in a different meal, but like with the same meal, just like crushed up and everything after it boils. Because I feel like it continues to keep the flavor in. So, oop, that one busted. Oh well. So, there's your garlics, and then you're gonna want to like go ahead and dice them up a little bit, cut them up so they're not so huge. Alright, so you're gonna throw that with the boiling meat. And then you're going to want to get some onion. And I like a good amount of onion, so I want to say like a good quarter of what this part of, so this as well. Want to cut off the ends, take off the skin as much as possible, and then you can just pretty much like break it up like this and then throw it in the meat. Because after it boils and you take everything off, it's gonna be so easy to crush. So just, you don't have to cut it up so much. Just enough that it gets all over the meat and everywhere. All right, so now you have your chicken bouillon. You can either throw it in there as the big cube like this, but I like to just cut it up just a little bit and then throw it in there. And then I haven't added my spices yet, so I'm gonna add some pepper. Now I'm gonna add my salt. And some ground cayenne pepper. And a little bit of garlic salt. And these two are my little special ingredient that I like to add with my flautas, which is mustard and oranges. I know it sounds silly, but it really tastes delicious when it's all done. And yeah, so just add 2 oranges, squeeze them in there and let the juices, and if you don't have oranges, you can throw a little bit of orange juice in your meat. Alright, so here's my lemon or lime, whatever the fuck the yellow one is. Don't really care, they're the same shit to me. So go ahead and squeeze a whole one in the meat. I know all the ingredients right now sound disgusting, but honestly, with it all together and everything, it's delicious. And it makes the meat very flavorful. I don't know, I really like to season my food. I don't like just salt and peppers. I feel like that's not enough. And I feel like the people that like just salt and pepper in their food, they fucking starfish when they have sex and they just lay there. Okay, like I said, I know it looks disgusting right now, but everything is just, you know, boiling, seasoning the meat, and it's actually going to taste really good after. Oh, I'm forgetting a few more things. Oh, one other ingredient that I forgot to add is cut up a whole tomato and also toss that in there so everything just boils with this as well. Wow, this knife sucks. Oh my god, I grabbed like the littlest knife possible. But it fucking works. So go ahead and throw all that in there as well. Alright, and the last ingredient that I forgot to add are jalapenos. These are the serrano peppers, I believe they're called. I'm adding 4 of them, so I just break them in half and let them float around and make the meat spicy, obviously. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit. Luckily my mom already made the rice, so I don't have to do that. I was gonna make it anyways. I haven't even tasted it or tried it to see what it's like, but it looks delicious, so I trust her. If we die, I want you guys to all sue her and take a fucking claim on my name that bitch tried to come for me and she killed me with her fucking rice. Okay? So, actually she killed the whole house. So, you can go ahead and mix everything together. And so everything gets all the flavor of everything that you threw in, and pretty much just top it and leave it for about until you think it's done. Until it's not bleeding no more, obviously. But I usually like to know when it's done when the meat is like falling off the bone. So that's how long I like to leave it. So on medium high for about how long you know that it's going to be done. If you know how to cook meat, then you know that that shit shouldn't be bloody. Okay? So I'll be back. Alright, right here I'm cutting up some jalapenos and carrots that came in this little can. Well, not really little, it's a medium size compared to the original ones. So it comes with, there's carrots in there and jalapenos, some onions and stuff. You're really just gonna obviously fish out the carrots and then a few jalapenos and slice them up. So you're gonna want to cut off the tails, obviously. Cut these off. You can cut them in half if you want to make it easier, and then put them together and cut that in half, and it leaves them in little slivers like this, and then you can cut those in half. Or you can just cut it like this. So, like that. And then you're just gonna, I'll show you what to do with those after. So just put those aside for now. Alright, once you know, or once you feel like your meat is about ready and it looks like it's about falling off the bone, you can go ahead and drain all the water out. Don't throw cold water on it. Don't do anything like that. Just let it cool down by itself, because you're going to want to keep all the flavor that you obviously just boiled with the meat on the meat. So just let it cool down by itself. You can shake it out, just hopefully that the meat falls off the bone by itself. Or if not, you could just peel it off right now. You can always get the meat boneless, but I feel like the boneless meat is a little dry, so I don't really like using the boneless meat. I like using the legs mostly, because I feel like they're really juicy and they keep the juice in, make it nice and not so fucking dry. You get what I'm saying? Feel me? So you can use whatever meat you want. You can even use vegan meat if you want. You can use chicken, steak, or anything, but obviously you're going to want it nice and crumbled up after. So okay, right here I'm just going through the meat that I already pulled off of the bones as much as possible, and now I'm just going through each little bone and removing as much meat as I can and just tossing that aside. So see how there's a little bit of meat on here? I'm just pulling that off. Here, let me switch sides. this a little bit better. See, just pulling off the rest of the meat on all the bones and just tossing them aside, because obviously you don't need them. And just going through and feeling to see if you feel any bones or anything in there. You obviously want to pull that out. Don't be afraid to go in there and get your hands really, like, it's good if you go like this as well, because there's little bones in there that you can pull out. And those like little, I don't know what that would be called, but like this little part right here, like the rubbery filling part, the chewy part, you can also pull those out. So pretty much like this. Discard that bone. Okay, once you've removed all the bones from the meat and now it's just the meat, the remaining stuff that was inside the strainer, you want to go ahead and add that to the mix of your meat now, which is going to be your onions, your tomato, your jalapenos. You're going to go ahead and your garlic, and you want to smash that with everything, like all your meat, and make sure everything's all nice and smashed together. In there. And this is the part where you can add a little bit more spices. Like, you can obviously taste it to see if you like the way that it tastes. And I always like to add a little bit more. So that's where I'm going to add the carrots. So you go ahead and throw in those carrots. And after you add those carrots, you can go ahead and add a little bit more pepper. And a little bit of garlic salt. And then mix all that together. All right. Now go ahead and give it a little taste. Perfect. Perfect. Now we're gonna wanna warm up some tortillas and put some, what the fuck is this? Lard inside a pan so you can fry everything together. So, get your lard ready. So I got myself some pinchers and I got a spoon. So you're gonna go ahead and scoop yourself up some lard into your pan. All right, while that's obviously melting and heating up, you also want to get your tortilla pan going. So go ahead and get that going. And the tortillas you're going to want to use are these bad boys, corn tortillas. This right here. You're going to want to warm them up, obviously. Oh shit, I forgot to turn on this damn pan. Okay, you're gonna also want to watch out. You're not gonna want to leave the oil on too high because then it's gonna burn the flautas. So once everything's like kind of heated up and starting to melt, you can go ahead and reduce the heat so it's like cooling down a little bit. So, because you want some tortillas to obviously be cooked, and I forgot to warm up some tortillas right now. So, you let that obviously warm up so I can start rolling. All right, with rolling them, it's pretty simple. You can add some jalapenos in there if you like. Add 1 slice or 2. I like to just enough to extend the entire area. And then I like to grab enough size amount, like I want to say like, okay, pretend I didn't put anything right here. I like to grab about this much. I don't know if that's kind of gives you a good estimate, but that. And then once you put it on, you want to push it all around. And if there's spots that looks like it needs a little bit, like right here, you can obviously grab a little bit more, add it in, push it down, and then grab the back, fold it over, and then with that, I like to pinch it back like this, so it's really getting it nice and tight back here, and then roll it. And there you go. I'll show you again. So fill it, and then pull it over, like if you're folding it in half, and then you're gonna scoot it as much back as you can, and then keep rolling it. And there you go. You can go ahead and start adding them in. You're gonna wanna add them slowly because obviously it's really hot. And be careful. All right, now time to assemble the plate. Well, you want to grab yourself a little bit of lettuce. Throw that right here on the side. Maybe some 2 tomatoes. A little bit of lime juice. And you want to grab yourself some rice. And put that on the side. Right, and then you're going to want to grab yourself some cheese right here. I have Kobe Jack cheese. Put a little bit, or as much as you want. I like it really cheesy, so I'm gonna put a generous amount, obviously, so like about that. And then you're gonna want to grab yourself some chile verde sauce. just pour it all on top. Look at that cheese melt. All right, so here it is all finished, and I threw a little bit of sour cream on. I know I didn't show it over there, but you see it here. And there's a little bit of everything all together. Now here, I'm gonna go ahead and taste it to see if it's not poisonous, see if I'm not gonna kill the family or anything like that, but here we are. Oh my god, that's actually really good. Why do I cook so good, guys? Like, why? Like, why do I cook so good? Like, why did God bless me with such skills? Huh? It is what it is. That's really good. So, hopefully you guys make this at home and you guys try it out for your guys' self. And if you guys do, go ahead and, tag me, let me know, message me, comment, or whatever. Let me know you guys tried it for your guys' selves, and let me know if you guys like it. So, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye!